Star Wars Issue 4 continues to see Cloud City covered by the escaping Tabana runoff. The Imperial naval officer knows that if this continues, the city will become unstable, learning from his mid-level officer that the release comes from level 109 and he has sent a group of soldiers down there to check it out. The soldiers meanwhile are getting ready to breach the computer room Lando and Lobot are in, making Lando try and contact Leia, but she isn't picking up her comlink. Calling Luke again, Lando tells Skywalker to hurry up and reach him, but Luke says that he hasn't found his lightsaber yet, and Lando didn't mention anything about the pile of garbage he would have to sift through. Lando knows that he's on his own, hoping Lobot has some ideas, and luckily, his friend does. Lobot activates his implants and calls for a group of mouse droids, which race to the stormtroopers that are trying to cut through Lando's door and attack them. Lando is impressed that the Empire's finest were able to be taken down by mouse droids. He knows that or the rebellion definitely won't beat the Empire, but he's got to work with what he's got. Frozen Leia meanwhile is transported by stormtroopers, who wonder if she's just some local thief or if she actually is part of the rebellion. Luckily it doesn't matter for them, since all the captured people are being shipped off-world to the ISB outpost nearby, where the woman will spill every secret she has got. Luke continues to try and find his saber, trying to explain to the Ugnaughts in the area what he's looking for. When that doesn't work, he tries reaching out with the Force, seeing an ocean world where a hooded woman stands with his saber, telling Luke to follow his destiny. He also sees Leia in carbonite, calling for his help. Lando meanwhile has freed Lobot and begins looking for Luke when he runs into some stormtroopers. As Lando tries to talk himself out of being shot, the troopers are thrown out through a window by Luke, who says he got over not using his Force powers. Lando introduces Luke to Lobot, telling him Lobot's implants make him great in a tight spot. Lando wants Luke to try and get in contact with Leia since he did something and Cloud City is about to get all crazy. Luke knows Leia is in a hangar and they can meet her there, and if Lando knows the way, he can lead them, and luckily he does, knowing the large hangar is Port City. Lando asks the kid if he found his lightsaber, but Luke says that he stopped looking for it since he realized something important. A Jedi isn't a lightsaber, the saber is just a tool for them. As an Ugnaught finds the saber in the junk pile, Luke tells Lando that he doesn't need that saber since he doesn't know how to feel about it because of who used to own it. Heading to the hangar, Lando isn't happy that this is now a rescue op since Leia and the others are being loaded into a shuttle. Luke says that Leia needs their help, and besides, he wanted to get back his X-Wing, which was stored in the hangar and he can use to cover them while Lando takes the shuttle. Lando wonders if the young rebel has any brilliant ideas on how to free the captors, but Luke was hoping that he could use his control device to stop the troopers. Lando says he's all out of tricks and maybe they might be able to create a diversion and unfreeze Leia. He tells Luke exactly how the unfreezing process works, and Luke gets an idea. Using the Force, he activates the unfreezing process on all of the carbonite frozen prisoners, freeing everyone. Stormtroopers immediately surround the unarmed people, but their blasters are pulled from their hands and given to the rebels, who shoot them dead. With the diversion in place, Luke and Lando join the battle, blasting the troopers until Luke makes it to his X-Wing, using it to cover Lando, Leia, and Lobot's escape. Leia meanwhile knows Lobot was the whole reason Lando returned to Cloud City, but Lando says that he owes Lobot a debt and he's going to pay him back someday. Lando points out the green Tabana, telling Leia he altered it down to the molecule, and it's going to take the Empire a long time to process it back up to being any use to them. He asks why Leia came and learns that she was going to rescue Han, so she wanted to learn how the carbon freezing process works and how to turn it off. Lando knows she got one hell of an inside perspective into the freezing process and thinks it was a mission accomplished. Going into the back, Lando is thanked by the people he rescued, but soon learns they think he didn't abandon them and he found the rebellion to come and rescue them, making him a hero. Lando plays it off as no big deal and that was the plan all along, making himself visibly happy with the glory the rebellion has brought him. Luke radios into Leia, telling her she's got to take the shuttle back to the fleet on her own, since while he wants to help the rebellion, he has had a vision of a woman, maybe a Jedi, that could help him answer many of his questions. Leia understands and tells him to go with the Force as R2 finds planets like the one Luke described from his vision, plugging in the coordinates and powering up the hyperdrive so Luke can follow his destiny.
Star Wars Issue 4 was a fun adventure back to Cloud City that actually answered some questions that actually had completely left my mind, like what happened to Luke's X-Wing he took to Bespin, and how Leia knew how to unfreeze Han properly without damaging him. I enjoyed Lando's little arc and how he never saw the rebellion as anything that could stand up to the Empire, but upon realizing the glory that he could get from being part of them, inadvertently at first, he's a little more okay with it, so I'm really looking forward to him moving in that evolution towards him becoming the general who fought at the Battle of Tanab. Luke's story is also very exciting, and he looks to maybe heading towards what looked like Ahch-To, or a similar world with this Jedi woman on it, so that's very exciting. I'm intrigued to see who this woman exactly is. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10.